Captain Vera of the Galactic Enforcement Division had seen many impossible things during her 40 cycles of service. She had witnessed star destroyers tear through nebulae, watched entire civilizations rise and fall, and faced down pirates wielding weapons that could crack moons. But nothing had prepared her for what she discovered on the remote mining station of Kepler 442b. The distress signal had been standard. Mining equipment failure. Possible creature interference. Request immediate assistance. Vera's ship, the Starbound Justice, had responded within 3 solar days. As they approached the desolate planet's surface, her crew detected massive biosignatures moving beneath the station's lower levels. "Captain," her navigator Tom called from his station, his voice tight with fear. Those readings matched the profile of a void stalker. The bridge fell silent. Every spacefaring species knew about void stalkers. 30 meters of pure predatory evolution, they possessed crystalline exoskeletons that could deflect plasma fire, tentacles strong enough to crush starship hulls, and a psychic shriek that could drive entire crews insane. They hunted in the deep spaces between stars, following ships for months before striking. No creature in the known galaxy was more feared. "Impossible," Vera muttered, checking the readings herself. Void stalkers don't venture near planetary surfaces. They need the vacuum of space to survive. Her communications officer, Lisa, looked up from her console. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission from the mining station. It's coming from the lower levels. Put it through." The view screen flickered to life, revealing a human male in his 30s. He had dark hair, calm brown eyes, and wore simple mining coveralls. Behind him, Vera could see what appeared to be a maintenance tunnel. "This is Jake Miller, station engineer," the human said with remarkable composure. "Thanks for responding to our distress call. Sorry about the delay in communications. Had to convince my friend here to let me use the transmitter." "Friend?" Vera asked, bewildered. Jake stepped aside and the camera angle shifted. There, coiled in the tunnel behind him, was a fully grown void stalker. Its crystalline plates glowed with an eerie blue light, and its massive form nearly filled the entire passage. But instead of the murderous rage Vera expected, the creature appeared almost docile. It watched Jake with what could only be described as affection. Vera's crew gasped. Tom fell backward off his chair. Lisa's hands trembled over her. "Controls. How is this possible?" Vera whispered. Jake reached out and gently touched one of the void stalker's tentacles. The creature responded by emitting a low, rumbling sound that resembled contentment rather than its legendary shriek of death. "Well," Jake said, scratching behind what might have been the creature's ear. "It's a long story. Would you like to come aboard? Lucy here promises to behave herself." "Lucy?" Vera asked faintly. "That's what I call her. Seemed better than terrifying space monster, you know." Against every regulation and instinct, Vera found herself ordering her ship to dock with the mining station. Her crew protested, but something in Jake's manner convinced her that this impossible situation required investigation. The docking bay was larger than typical mining stations, and Vera soon understood why. The void stalker, Lucy, had made herself at home in the vast space. Mining equipment had been pushed aside to accommodate her massive form. She lay coiled in the center, watching the newcomers with intelligent eyes. Jake met them at the airlock, carrying what appeared to be a thermos of coffee. "Captain Vera, I presume?" "Thanks for coming." Lucy was getting worried when the supply ship didn't arrive on schedule. "How?" was all Vera managed to say. Jake led them toward Lucy, who remained perfectly still as they approached. "Found her about 6 months ago. She was hurt badly. Some kind of territorial fight with another stalker, from what I could tell. She'd managed to drag herself into one of our outer mining shafts." He paused to take a sip of coffee. "Everyone else on the station wanted to evacuate immediately. Standard protocol when you encounter a void stalker. But she was dying, and I couldn't just leave her there." "So you helped her?" Vera asked incredulously. "Started small. Brought her water, some of the mineral supplements we use for equipment, maintenance. Turns out void stalkers need trace elements that are common in mining operations. Who knew?" Jake approached Lucy and held out his hand. The creature extended one of her smaller tentacles and wrapped it gently around his wrist. The first few weeks were rough. She didn't trust me and I had to learn her body language. Void stalkers communicate through bioelectric fields. Took me a while to figure out that their death shriek is actually just how they express strong emotions. Fear, anger, joy, loneliness, it all sounds the same to other species. Vera watched in amazement as Jake began to glow with a faint blue light, matching Lucy's crystalline plates. The mining suits have electromagnetic shielding, Jake explained. I modified mine to sync with Lucy's frequency. Now we can communicate directly. The implications hit Vera like a physical blow. You're saying that void stalkers aren't naturally aggressive? Oh, they can be dangerous, Jake said quickly. Lucy could tear this station apart if she wanted to, but they're not evil. They're just lonely. Think about it. They spend their entire lives in the void between stars, rarely encountering their own kind. When they do find other life, those beings usually attack them out of fear. Lucy made her rumbling sound again, and Jake smiled. She says she likes having visitors. She's been curious about other species her whole life but never had a chance to interact peacefully. Vera felt her understanding of the galaxy shift fundamentally. The attacks on ships? Self-defense mostly. Sometimes curiosity. Lucy tells me that her people used to follow ships because they were fascinated by the lights and sounds. They didn't understand that their presence was terrifying to the crews. Jake finished his coffee and looked directly at Vera. Captain, I know this is a lot to process, but Lucy and I have been working on something. A translation protocol that could allow peaceful communication between void stalkers and other species. No more attacks. No more fear. Just understanding. Lucy shifted slightly, her massive form moving with surprising grace. She extended several tentacles toward Vera's crew, stopping just short of touching them. The gesture was unmistakably one of greeting. Tom, still pale but no longer trembling, took a tentative step forward. She's saying hello, isn't she? Jake nodded. Lucy wants to know if you'd like to learn some basic stalker communication. She's very excited about the possibility of making new friends. Vera looked at this impossible scene. A human engineer and the galaxy's most feared predator, working together toward a future none of them had imagined possible. It defied everything she thought she knew about the universe. But perhaps that was the most human thing of all. To see potential friendship where others saw only terror. To offer help where others saw only danger. To build bridges where others saw only walls. All right, Jake, Vera said finally. Teach us to talk to Lucy. The Void Stalker's crystalline plates pulsed brighter, and for the first time in galactic history, her sound of joy was recognized for what it truly was.